Nicole Priel joins us from Tel Aviv. Nicole is a venture capitalist. Nicole, welcome to DD India News Hour. It's day 19 of Israel's war on the Hamas. What can you tell us about the situation along the Israel-Gaza border?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here with you, and good afternoon. Unfortunately, things seem to be continuously challenging for us here in Israel as well as in Gaza. Unfortunately, there's still 222 hostages in Gaza who we have not had contact with. So there's a lot of despair and grief, and not to mention the thousands of rockets that have been lobbed into Israel over the last 2 weeks. So the situation is still very challenging here.
Do you think the delay in Israel's ground assault on Gaza has more to do with the fate of the hostages, which you referred to, and the Western pressure on the Netanyahu government than anything else?
I think that Israel is going to act in its best interests, regardless of what any international body insists that it do. Israel did not want this war, but is going to respond in the best way possible. So I believe that the delay for the ground invasion is simply to prepare the troops, to prepare the groundwork, to ensure a minimal loss of life on both sides, and yes, to look out for the best interest of the hostages as well. But I have no doubt that Israel is preparing for a very, very meticulous yet lengthy ground invasion to obliterate Hamas and all of the terrorist infrastructure once and for all.
What did you make of UN Chief Antonio Guterres' address to the UN Security Council open debate and Israel's reaction to it? Guterres says the Hamas's attacks on the Israelis did not happen in a vacuum. An Israeli diplomat has called for his resignation now.
And I think I speak for most of the Israeli community, we have long ago lost all faith and trust in the UN to be a neutral arbiter in almost any global conflict. So they have, for years, ignored the atrocities, the human rights atrocities going on in Syria, in North Korea, in multiple other places, and have honed in on Israel as their main target. So I do not take what they say with any scent of truth or nobility.
Now, 19 days on, the U.S. has not been able to get the UN Security Council to pass a resolution on the Israel-Hamas war. Are you disappointed?
Disappointed, but not surprised. This is repeated UN-like behavior. Regardless of the conflict, they hold Israel accountable. Regardless of who instigated the conflict, they hold Israel accountable. However, they have no trouble putting onto a bench or awarding real terrorist regimes with stature in the UN. So I think that they lost their credibility a very long time ago. So I'm not surprised by the announcement yesterday.
And finally, Nicole, do you think Iran will become directly involved in the war if the Israeli attacks on Syria and the Hezbollah in Lebanon escalate?
My sincere hope is they do not. However, Iran seems to operate with one motive in mind, and that is the destruction of the tiny state of Israel with a population of 10 million people. So I surely hope that they do not get actively involved in this conflict. It would not spell out a very good near-term future for this region and for the entire world. I hope that they do stay out of it to the extent possible.
Nicole, thank you. Nicole Priel there joining us live from Tel Aviv.